Hi, I am Kalo6566. Uh, I randomly saw your video on the front page, so I decided wanted to click on it because I've heard some of those stories on the news lately. You had a couple of interesting sections in your video that I would like to speak about. Most of the equipment used by Navy SEALs is not necessarily heat enhanced. And even if it is heat enhanced, it's not necessarily water depth proof and salt proof. So there would definitely be some problems with salt getting into the actual clothing and debugging the heat sensors or whatever they use for the thermal vision. Another thing that interests me, and I understand you've probably been around for more than 40 years. I've only been around for about a decade, or a couple decades. Another thing that interests me was how you attack the UN on not going to Iraq when the United States was handling it with France, Britain, and some of the other major powers just fine. The reason that the UN did not get involved was because it was being handled by other major powers. And when you get too many powers over there, it just becomes a struggle for who's more powerful in handling the situation, which creates an even bigger problem in what is already there. So therefore, that is why the UN did not originally want to get involved. Now, they started debating on this issue when France and Britain decided to pull out some of their troops. And if I remember correctly, after they finished their debate, they came to the conclusion that the United States was handling it appropriately and did not need to go and interfere with that region. Therefore, your attack on the UN and how they were corrupt is totally null and void due to the fact that it was being handled by another power. When it comes to Saddam Hussein, I completely agree with you on everything you said about Saddam himself. He was more than corrupt. He was twisted, and quite frankly, I think he was more than uneducated. And so there, like I said, there were some parts that I completely agreed with. There were a couple of other parts that I didn't, and I would like to point out that not everybody is a terrorist for going and stealing other people's money and then moving on to some terroristic country. I think what you're confusing there is that places like Sudan are really easy to get into. They don't really require much for you to get in, and it's an easy hiding place because people don't generally expect Sudan to be hiding many things. So that would be one of the biggest things that flawed in that idea. As for how they or who they give their money to and how it's distributed, I don't know. I seriously don't. You may be right, you may be wrong. I don't have a clue. But what I'm saying is have an open mind, do more research, and don't just look at one side of the tale. Look at everybody's side. Look at the Democratic side. Look at the Republican side. Look at the liberal side. That's contradicting. Look at the pirate side. Look at the Sudanese side. Look at everybody's side. And just kind of have an open mind and try to get all the information you actually can before you speak out and accuse somebody of something, because there's more problems caused by misinformation and a misunderstanding rather than anything else. Because when people get uneducated and they don't pay attention to what they're saying, it annoys people and it angers people, because some of them know better and they have no patience for it. And then there are those who think it's just common sense knowledge and will try and create a problem from it. And neither of those are the way to go. So definitely look at everybody's tale. See how much information you can get based on the pirates' views, based on the Republicans' views, based on the Democrats' views, based on the Sudanese views, based on the general public's views as a whole. Other than that, I don't have much to say about your video. I would like to talk to you more about some of this stuff, because it does seem like you are very intelligent about some of the things you talk about. I think we could definitely have some pretty good discussions on here. I definitely don't want to make massive arguments with you. I don't want to anger you in any way. I just want to make a point, make my views heard, and hopefully I can make somebody think out there. Alright. Have a good good weekend, I guess. Good rest of your weekend. Good week. Good month. Good year. Alright. I'm out. Peace.